Hey guys, Michael here. Hope that you're all doing well. So, appreciate all the comments, all the feedback so far on this campaign. I think it's still chucking along. I should say chugging along quite nicely. We're doing okay. The videos are doing okay for as far into the campaign as we are, and of course we still have a very long ways to go here. But yeah, let's just keep going. So in that last episode, what we did was we came down and we took Fort Bergbrus. As you can see here, we have Mirth the Eyeless, who is currently occupying it. And of course, Ku'gath himself is up here back in Marienburg. And I think what we're probably going to do in this episode is launch an attack against another one of our neighbors here, potentially. I guess we still have to finish off Grung Zint here. And then, if we take that and we still haven't seen anything from Lewin Core, then I think we may just ignore him and go ahead and launch an offensive, possibly, in fact, probably, against the Empire over here, the Reichland. But I do want to stay reasonably close for now to Couronne, even though the garrison is in better shape now. It's probably still not really capable of defending itself from a determined attack. So yeah, I think maybe what I will end up doing is possibly relocating Mirth the Eyeless over here to Couronne as a defensive measure while we use Ku'gath for the offense, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, anyway, so let's go ahead and just get into it here. So I assume that my turn is just about over. I have already moved Ku'gath. I obviously can't move Mert anymore. I don't have any other armies besides those two. Let me just really quickly check the settlements out. Make sure we don't have any more buildings to do. This is normally not something I would be spending money on. And 10,000 is an awful lot of favor to spend, but we actually are looking really strong from an economy standpoint right now. So it is something to maybe consider. It does slightly improve the defenses, but this is really not a priority. Number one, this fort doesn't do anything for us other than its strategic location, but it's not like we're expecting to be invaded from the south right now. So I'm not really too worried about its defenses. Couronne is really the weak point for the moment. It is currently... yeah, it's got the growth building and the infections building. I don't have the economy building built here, which I do want to do, but I also want to build the defenses up. So anyway, we're multiple turns away before we can really worry about that too much, but I think probably time to check out our diplomacy, just refresh my memory here on our mission objectives that we've got. One more victory and our hero becomes a legend. That'll be nice. We got quite a few more units to recruit. In fact, that is something we could consider doing now. Do we want another lord? Plus we've got plenty of infections. What do we have here? Targets immune cannot be infected by another plague for 5 turns. That's a little unfortunate. 3 turns here. What about Couronne? We could plague Couronne. Let me just take a look here. I'm assuming like if I can infect Marienburg even though it has this, but I assume this does stop the plague from spreading to it. So like if I dropped a plague on Couronne, it would not spread to Marienburg. But I wonder if that's true. I do not know. I could also... actually this... well, I can't plague up there. I can't spread the plague up there. Let me take a look at what our blessed symptoms are and decide whether we want to do anything. Casualty replenishment rate, which not super important right now, and melee attack, but we can't even do that one for 2 more turns. And Mert you were, I think, inquiring about this. You can see right here it says the number of plagues until new blessed symptoms and symptom locations. So everything shuffles after every 3 creations of some plagues. So that's why sometimes they're in what seems like a not very useful order. All right, I'm going to hold off, even though we've got all these infections. I'm going to hold off for the moment. I'm also going to hold off recruiting for the moment. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to recruit. We want another really strong army. So what we're going to do, because we can afford it, we're going to recruit these Exalted Plague Bearers. That's 285. Maybe 1, 2, 3 more. You know what? Before I do that, Mert. Cataclysm. I cannot do the Unholy Manifestation to boost the amount of health that we get, but what I could do, is there a plague that increases, yes, right there, the recruitment health for all units. 2%, that's pretty underwhelming. Cycle time for military buildings, that's not very good for an army. Casualty replenishment rate and fleshy abundance, that's all good. I think maybe... No, I you know what? The next time I create a plague, I actually want to unlock the symptoms that we haven't unlocked yet. So I'm not going to worry about that. We're just going to go ahead and recruit in. See how expensive this now makes us. We're just under 1,000 in upkeep now. That 2% I don't feel like made that big of a difference, and we're getting very good replenishment anyway. I think we can maybe afford 1 or 2 more. Let's go ahead and get 1 more here. Maybe some Chaos Furies. I'm pretty terrible with them. I'm not going to bother to recruit Nurglings anywhere else other than Ku'gath's army. But we'll go 1 more Plague Bear. Okay. Now we've got a fairly decent army right here with Mert. It's going to be replenished, not quite to full, over the end turn, and then we'll be in a position to either invade the Empire with 2 armies or keep a very strong army over here if there appears to be some kind of a threat. So I think at this point then, diplomacy, and then we'll do it the end turn. Black Pit Tribe. Yeah, at this point I'm not really too worried about ticking off Reichland, so maybe we do go ahead and consider this. Agree. Oops, don't mean to do that. And then go through the rest of our diplomacy here. I mean, all we got out of it was less than 300 favor, so not really a big deal, but I guess it all adds up in time. Who knows? At some point we may break it and take the Black Pit, but it's not a very good climate for us, so I'm not super worried about that. All right, let's go and do our intern. Okay, no sign of any movement from Reichland. Now, the thing about Reichland is that Reichland and Wissenland, I believe, are defensive allies, which means if we declare war on Reichland, we're also going to war with Wissenland, which could be fairly problematic. I think they're both pretty strong. Interesting rebellion going on there. Excuse me. Pardon me for the slight yawn. Okay, so capture many provinces. We'll get there. Not anything too special there in terms of rewards. Okay, so it looks to me, let's just double check the status here. Corone. Misguided. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's Michael. You keep forgetting about Grungzent here. Yeah, we definitely want to take care of that first. Okay. And we cannot reach it with Mert the Eyeless, but obviously what we can do with Mert is get him up here, close enough to reinforce a battle. And then we're going to go ahead and attack here with Ku'gath. Now, some of you are probably wondering why... Really? Close victory? I would even lose you. Oh, it's a minor settlement battle. Ah, I hate these. I hate them so much. Alright, well, it is what it is. Alright, to be fair, when I say I hate them, it's really more defensive minor settlement battles that I hate, and that's largely because I think the layouts of these tend to be really terrible. Oh, this one's, quite frankly, not one of the worst. Such a small minor settlement here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to protect all of our damaged units and just kind of get them way out of the way back here. And with our reinforcements coming in over here, they're going to be able to march straight up over here if there's very limited defenses. So we'll go ahead and set up shop back here. We're still going to do the blobbing because that is our most effective formation. I'm going to drop a couple of our faster units over here just so that they do have some defenses set up over here. But for the most part, this is the way that we're going to come in, and I'm probably going to take all of these and swing them around this way. Ku'gath is going to be up here. Put him in front, why not? And Yin, put you here. All right, so anyway, as I was starting to say, some of you probably wondering why I'm not putting more Plague Bearers in Ku'gath's army. And it is because I like to keep things thematic. And Ku'gath thematically, plus, you know, functionally, he does really good buffs. Not yet, because we haven't taken those skills yet, but eventually he will have some really good buffs for Nurglings. He is the one legend, or the one lord in the game who can make Nurglings, who are one of the trashiest units in the game, a unit that actually can be competitive into, I would say, maybe the early mid-game. They don't stay competitive for very long, even with him. All right, let's go ahead and just everyone right now go ahead and take on those minions with shields. We'll continue to come around this way. Ku'gath and maybe a couple of the Nurglings can take on these spearmen. Actually, Ku'gath probably should not be taking on spearmen. That's probably a terrible idea. We can actually do this.
My experiment succeeds.
A little bit of damage there with the Stream of Corruption, and let's go ahead and throw a heal on these Nurglings. Okay, well, here's this. We got those peasant bowmen now that we got to be concerned about. Let's go ahead and send everybody back around this way to take them on. Yin, what are you doing? Oh, you've got Locus of Contagion. Excellent. I forgot that we have that now. All right, and then here comes Mirth the Eyeless with all of the Plague Bearers. We want all of you all coming in this way. Now, Yin, go ahead and use your Locus of Contagion right here. Do we have spearmen there? No, those are foot squires. Let's go ahead and jump in, take out those archers. No, there's no point in slowing down those foot squires. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, now what we want to do, keep pressing up this way. These plague drones, we need to get them out. Don't really desperately want them engaged with those foot squires. Get up in the air, and then you can turn around and bombard them from above, maybe. Meanwhile, those archers are going to be shooting at us, but we're going to get the Beasts of Nurgle into them soon. Boy, these Plague Bearers are going to be incredibly slow. I want maybe 3 of you on those Knights Errant. Let's make it 4 of you. The other 3 here, plus the Exalted Plague Bearers. Let's send you at these Spearmen. And there's not an enemy lord to worry about here, but Mert, we could potentially... Let's just get you moving forward a little bit. Okay, now back here. Ku'gath, you're doing fine. Let's get another Stream of Corruption going, maybe. It's a little bit risky to aim it at our own troops, but yeah, I didn't do real great with that. That's okay. Let's go ahead and pull these Nurglings out. They're in somewhat bad shape. Okay, let's get the Plague Drones back in. And the Plague Toads. Here, I'm going to throw a heal on the Plague Drones. We're going to go ahead and wreck these archers with our Beasts of Nurgle. Right here, the Plague Toads are doing pretty nicely against the Foot Squires. Now we're taking a lot of damage from those peasant bowmen back there. That's a little unfortunate, but it can't be helped because our Plague Bears are so slow. Now, you Knights Errant here are now on Mert, you can kind of hold your own for the moment, but you're getting attacked now from another group as well here. Got to be careful about this. We'll throw a heal on him here in a minute, but for now, let's go ahead and drop a Stream of Corruption. That helps. Maybe also let's reduce the melee attack of those Knights Errant. Okay. Ku'gath, how are we doing down here? Did my... Yes, this is good. I want these Nurglings to come back and join the 9s back there. The other Nurglings are all pretty much okay. I guess this one is now, and the next one in line, in fairly bad shape, but I have to think we're slowly going to force our way through there. But Mert, you are just about ready to get helped out by your plague bearers there. We're going to move some of these plague bearers around this way. The rest of them can all crash into those spearmen. Okay, Yin. Yeah, your Locus of Contagion is doing good work back here. Let's also go ahead and maybe get a... This Stream of Corruption is hazardous, but I'm going to do it anyway because we need to break through this wall of enemy troops. And we're going to go ahead and throw a heal now on Mert the Eyeless. And we're going to try to pull you back, Mert.
With haste.
Let the Plague Bearers do most of the fighting back there now. Okay. Meanwhile, these Plague Bearers are working their way around. I think maybe we'll send the... those Knights Errant just broke again, so that's good. How are we doing back here? I need to be very careful back here. Let's go ahead and pull all of you away because of these Peasant Bowmen. Actually, no, the Beasts of Nurgle. You guys can get up on those Peasant Bowmen. The Plague Drones, you're going to get decimated by them if I'm not careful. Plague Toads, I'm going to send you back here as well now. Ku'gath, you're back to having some of your barrier built up. Looks like we've taken care of business there. Let's go ahead and move. Everybody move up this way. Bunch of you all. Bunch of these Nurglings can attack these spearmen at arms. Ku'gath. Let's go ahead and do another Stream of Corruption. These guys are going to break very, very soon, I'm sure. Beasts of Nurgle are working their way up to the Peasant Bowmen. My Plague Drones now can help out. Meanwhile, Mert, how are we doing here? Pretty much deadlocked down here. That's fine. You do, or we don't have the Winds of Magic to do any more magic. That's fine. Locus Contagion time yet? Yes. Yep, but there's no use for it currently. Let's go ahead and get a few of these Nurglings up here to take this control point. And then a few others up here helping out on those bowmen. And Ku'gath. Okay, I think we're about to win. There we go. Okay. No enemy lords to fight, so let's just throw a heal on Mert. And once that is done, we'll go ahead and end this. Speed it up, I suppose. Boy, that fecundity, that lasts a long time. It doesn't really heal all that much, though. Alright, good enough. Alright, so not much in the way of favor, but we did get a Ruby Ring of Ruin out of it, which is okay. It's not nothing. I'll probably move that away from Ku'gath, though. And then let's go ahead and occupy, of course. Got ourselves another Nurglish mutant. And A poisoner. Interesting. I don't remember ever seeing that before. Maybe I have, or maybe this is something new, or maybe it's an SFO thing. Okay, attrition plus 5% casualties suffered from all attrition for enemy armies. It's not bad. Plague Doctor, won a battle against a human army. That's fine. Void armor. Oh, this is probably from the hero becomes a legend. So causes fear and terror, barrier hit points, and physical resistance. That's all very good. Yep, sure enough, that's what it was from. Okay. And Corone is now down to a single settlement. Let's go ahead. And while I'm thinking about it, move this Ruby Ring of Ruin off of Ku'gath. However, I think maybe causes fear and terror. Don't we already do that? Yes. So I'm not going to give Ku'gath that void armor. I'm going to give it to... I'll give it to Yen. He doesn't cause fear or terror currently. And he could definitely benefit from the barrier and probably the physical resistance as well. And we're going to go ahead and give him the enchanted Ring of Ruin as well. And ancillaries, everything except these Plague Doctors is assigned already. Chance of a plague spreading, well, we definitely want to give that. Oh, never mind. Mert already has one. And Ku'gath already has one. I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of excess Plague Doctors in this campaign. Ku'gath gets himself a skill up. We are slowly but surely filling up the blue line here. We're getting pretty good replenishment here. This is not a good climate for us, but it's fine. Got the marble quarry here. I think maybe we'll go ahead and add the... I think we'll take the growth. It's at least going to build up then some population for when we expand into those other settlements. And obviously we don't want to leave Mert the Eyeless here where he's at because he's going to be suffering vampiric corruption, attrition. So we will instead move him back towards Marienburg. And Ku'gath, you still have one turn remaining on your plague. Corone, what we really need, we need growth in Corone. Let's check out our growth situation here. Plus 15 is all we can do. Upkeep doesn't help our settlements. Casualty replenishment rate doesn't help our settlements. Control and Nurgle corruption is good, however. I think plus 15 is kind of underwhelming, isn't it? Yeah. And we don't desperately need the control. So... nor the Nurgle corruption. So I'm going to hold off on the plague again. However, up here, we're definitely going to constantly want growth spread out. If we can get the growth plague spread out over all three of these settlements, that would be very good. Currently, I'm doing the growth and control, but if I did change this over to the plague duration increase and the chance of a plague spreading increase, and then drop the growth plague on maybe Gorcel, it hopefully would then spread up here and also potentially over in this direction. Let's try it. Let's try it. So I'm gonna switch the commandment for one turn, at least, and then we'll drop the plague on Gorcel maybe next turn. Once this has kicked in. Okay, building upgrade available. That's just that's gonna be Fort Bergbris again. I don't think we have anything else to do. Indeed, we do not. Okay. I do have another mission objective to track here. Capture many provinces. We'll get there. Let's check our diplomacy again. I do actually want to see... Corona is actually still holding its own even though they're down to a single settlement and have so many enemies. Then Reichland and Wissenland. They're not that strong from a military strength standpoint, but look at how many settlements they have. This is probably...
What?
And they're fighting Festus and the Black Pit tribe only,
Amethyst
and
Mage.
Wissenland is fighting Sylvania. And we haven't met Sylvania yet, so we don't really know how strong Sylvania is, but this 12 settlements definitely concerns me very much. I think what we're going to do, and Festus is doing okay. He's only got the 2 settlements, but he's actually stronger than Reichland. And he's fighting Reichland and Ostland, who we have not met yet. And Festus, would you give us money to join the war against Reichland? Yes, okay. Well, we'll do that next turn because we can't launch the attack yet. And I think... In fact, I might want to wait 2 turns because I'm at least that far away from being able to actually attack Isleheart here. Alright, let's go and do another end turn here. You know, when I first decided to start Ku'gath out in Marienburg, I assumed we were going to be fighting a very defensive campaign because we would be literally surrounded by enemies. And it really hasn't turned out that way so far. I mean, we're you know, barely into it, but I thought it might get overwhelming very quickly, and instead we're kind of dictating the pace of the wars here. So, Constructor, that's good, obviously. Children of Nurgle, that's speed and unit mass for demonic infantry. Speed for Nurglings, that's good. Missile resistance for Plague Bearers, yeah, that's all very good. And mission issued, Corrupted Growth, we'll take care of that in short order. Hokeland declared war on the Fecundites. Let's just see if that means there have been changes in the alliance structure here of Reichland and...
So?
Nope, just Wissenland and Nuln in terms of the alliance.
Amethyst
Well, actually, no, right there,
Guardian.
Averland. So Wissenland has the 2 allies. Okay. Ku'gath. If we put you in... By the way, I need to check out this stance. I have yet to use this. So this is consumes 25 of campaign movement range and increases our missile block chance, which is good for Nurgle, to be sure. And it increases Nurgle corruption, which is not really too much of an issue. Our Nurgle corruption always spreads pretty effectively without any extra help. Alright, let's go ahead and get Ku'gath at least as far as Marienburg. I could continue. In fact, I'm going to continue moving him, maybe even put him in channeling stance, but for now, while we're in Marienburg, let's go ahead and upgrade our special port. It's awfully expensive. That's an extra 200 per turn, but it costs almost 6,000, so that's a 30 turn turnaround or 30 turn payback on that investment. And then meanwhile, we're going to want this eventually. Oh, this is good. Yeah, this Plague Flesh Poppies building is gonna is going to now progress the whole way through. We're going to get lots of Exalted Plague Bears available. That's very good. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, we're going to need that dies building eventually, but what I'd like to do is start getting some more heroes involved. So we could do this line, but we do already have 2 minor settlements where we'll be able to do that. So let's actually maybe do this to unlock Carnivorous Compost to unlock the cultists. And ultimately, I'm trying to decide, do I want to keep this building in Marienburg or just build this one, do some recruiting of a cultist, and then demolish it. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing, because this right here, recruitment cost reduction and recruitment health of plus 4%, that's all kind of underwhelming. It doesn't give us any additional hero capacity for cultists beyond what we get for just this building right here. So I'm going to end up demolishing this after I recruit the cultist. Okay, so that's done. That we're not doing. Nothing to do here. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, so we're definitely going to have some issues here with public order. I might want to hold Mert back to deal with rebellions here, because as long as that vampiric corruption is staying at 100, it's going to absolutely wreck our public order. I could turn off the collect income. That costs us 200 and helps with the public order, but it's okay. I don't like farming rebellions because it is an exploit, but at least can't. Yeah, it's an exploit if you're farming them. But this is going to be a situation where we're not going to have any choice. We're going to be getting rebellions here because of that vampiric corruption. There's just nothing we can do about it. Okay, you know what I could do? Conceivably, let's take a look at vampires, Barrow Legion.
It is night.
You're not super strong. I don't really care about
this had better be important
having a friendship with you, but I'm just curious. Not Fort Burgers. Grungzent. If we were to offer you Grungzent, you would either give us 4,000 or you would give us a non-aggression pact plus 4,000. They're at war with the Wood Elves and the Wood Elves. But they would protect our southern flank, I have to think. I think maybe we consider doing that. It's not a good climate for us. It's going to just keep rebelling over and over again. Now, I don't really have any special desire to be close friends with Kimmler, so I'm not going to do it. All right, and we're going to go ahead and move Ku'gath back out, and we're going to put him into channeling stance. And we're in position now to be able to attack the Empire next turn. And Mert, we're going to put you in channeling stance as well. Move you up to here. And we could even think about doing even more recruiting. Now, I kind of like getting that little bit of income. Okay, so public order here is okay. Public order here is where the problem is. Public order here is okay. And these settlements up there. Oh, I was going to do... Yeah, I'm going to do the plague up here now. So we've got our growth. We'll go ahead and do the control as well. And casualty replenishment rate does nothing for a settlement. So I don't really want to do that. We'll give it to... I'm sorry, we'll do... I'm going to save this for an army plague. We'll go ahead and do melee defense then for this settlement plague. And I have enough infections I could consider increasing the chance of spread. That's 300 infections that we would be burning, but it should increase the spread chance pretty effectively. Conceivably could do the duration as well. Wait a minute. 9 turns? Is that an SFO thing? 9 turns. Well, heck, that's pretty good. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll leave it at the 9 turns. There's no reason to spend more infections on increasing it from 9 to 10. Spread is almost at 50%. Let's go ahead and infect. And then, of course, because of the commandment here, that should help it spread even more. And then... Ku'gath, your plague has worn off. I could do melee attack, armor, and missile resistance. That would be pretty good for an army plague. This is only 3 turns. Interesting. So for some reason, the settlement plague lasts for 9 turns by default, but the army plagues only last for 3 turns. Okay, well, we'll drop a plague on him then before launching the next battle. We're tracking all of our objectives. I think we're okay. Let's go ahead and, well, obviously we want to do our research. Let's check out leadership for demonic infantry and physical resistance for demonic infantry. That's also very good. We'll do that. And we'll check diplomacy, and then we'll end our turn.
Tribesmen, Grundapulge!
All right, let's go ahead and do it. Okay, still kind of hard to tell what exactly is going on down there in Bretonia. Still no sign of Lewin Core. At this point, we have enough Plague Bearers and Exalted Plague Bearers available to recruit into an emergency army if for some reason Corone is threatened. Hokeland has now been destroyed, presumably by Festus. We got the Corrupted Growth mission taken care of, Potion of Speed. That might be... Oh, that's exactly what we wanted right there, the Plague Spread. Sword of Cain claimed, whatever. Okay. Alright. This is exactly what I was hoping for. I don't really care all that much, I suppose, if it starts spreading beyond our own borders. And I don't think it's going to spread down to Marienburg because of that immunity. So I'm going to switch this commandment back now to growth and control. Meanwhile, we'll go ahead and maybe do... Which one of these do we want to grow? Let's grow Gorcel here first, I suppose. Then we have Fort Bergbrus that I can no longer even afford to upgrade. Boy, we burned through money pretty quickly here, didn't we? Here's where the public order is going to really start to become an issue in a couple of turns. And then Corone, you're doing just fine. You do need some growth over here as well, though. 12 turns away from being able to level this up to level 3. But before we worry about that, we're going to talk to Festus. And we're going to say, hey, fellow Nurgle worshipper here, let's join war against Reichland in exchange for 2,000. We'll take it. And with Ku'gath, we're going to attack Alhart. I didn't even look to see what the defenses are. It looks like it's going to be another minor settlement battle. Maybe not. No, I guess they get 12. They have 12 in their garrison, even without the garrison building. Okay. Works for me. And the thing is, do we want to end up occupying it then? Yeah, we're going to occupy it with Ku'gath. And we'll use Mert as reinforcements. But I want Mert to be able to race back towards the west and deal with the rebellion over here when it happens. So for now, Mert, we're going to move you to here. And we're going to go ahead and throw a plague here on Ku'gath. Like I said, we'll give you the melee attack, we'll give you the armor and the missile resistance. That's actually quite a good plague. For Ku'gath, only costs 100, only going to last 3 turns. That's fine. Effect. We still have 500 infections. And let's go ahead then and Pyrrhic Victory. Yeah, obviously, Auto Resolve does not like Nurgle because we're pretty consistently, in fact, by pretty consistently, I think every single time we are outperforming Auto Resolve significantly. We are going to have some trees to hide in, which we need, but that, again, as always, the mortars do concern me a bit, but that's okay. I think we'll be fine. Let's go ahead and fight this battle. Okay. Obviously, we're not going to stay where it is deploying us right there. We're going to come back here into the trees. They will eventually come towards us because of Ku'gath. I think for now we'll put the Cav back here. No reason to do anything particularly special with them, except for the plague drones. We're going to want the plague drones to try to get back into those mortars. Yin, you're going to set up back here. Now, where is Mert going to come in? Right over here. We may move this over to there. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, and then Ku'gath, we need you in range. You can go ahead and start bombarding those mortars right away. Start battle. Fire at those mortars. Yeah, that first, I didn't change the target in time, but that's okay. Actually, that's pretty good damage there to those halberdiers. Let's go ahead and send plague drones over that way. We'll swing them around behind to get into the mortars. Mortars are not even firing, they're moving. It's interesting. Now they're gonna, I think that, yeah, now they're gonna start firing. Indeed. In fact, they're firing at the plague drones, which is an interesting target for mortars. I would imagine hitting some relatively fast flying units with mortars is quite challenging. But we're not going to do the cheese thing where I get them to waste all of their ammo firing at a unit while I move it back and forth to avoid it getting hit. If it gets hit, it gets hit. Meanwhile, Ku'gath is doing pretty good damage to it. However, I do need to be careful because they are still coming towards us here. And he's not fast. Oh, I forgot to give the potion of speed to anybody. Okay, we're going to go ahead and set up all of our plague bearers here in the trees as well. Plague drones, just keep moving, just try to keep away from the mortar fire. Oops, who did I do? Ku'gath, I didn't mean to do that. Ku'gath, you keep going back this way. I wanted you to do this. Okay, this is a concern there. There's crossbowmen. That's okay. It's time to go ahead and hit those mortars. Ku'gath, I think that you're fine. I think you're going to make it. Let's go ahead and get our nerdlings turned a little bit here. And the original two plague bearers as well. Yep, Ku'gath is going to get there. He's fine. And right here, plague drones are going to take out these mortars. Still have a heal here in my back pocket if we need it, but it doesn't look like we're going to. The crossbowmen are, however, going to be shooting at us, but out of the trees. That feels like a suboptimal use of those crossbowmen. Although it looks like their crossbow bolts are definitely escaping the trees. Meanwhile, everybody is pretty well set up where we want them. Yep, I think this is shaping up to look pretty good. The mortars are now shattered. Ku'gath is almost there. Get everybody moving forward a little bit more, and Ku'gath, you can go ahead and come up here. The plague drones, I don't want to fight those crossbowmen in the trees. If the crossbowmen come out of the trees and keep moving towards these plague drones, we'll fight them in the open. If they turn around and come this way, then I'm not going to worry about it too much. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and start doing some streams of corruption, I suppose. And probably want to make sure these plague toads don't get hit from behind by these halberdiers. The same with the beasts of Nurgle. Okay, Yen, it's going to be time for you to use your Locus of Contagion as soon as you get up there to the front line, and you can also do a stream of corruption as well. And Mert, you can do a stream of corruption as well. Okay. Are we into the front line? Not quite yet. Yeah, okay, that's close enough. Alright, meanwhile, plague drones. Are the crossbowmen chasing you? Yes. Okay, go ahead and put the plague drones there on the crossbowmen over here. We're just going to be continuously doing streams of corruption while we have the Winds of Magic for it. That looks pretty good right there. Oh, we're out of Winds of Magic already. No, we're not. We'll get more. Okay, the Exalted Plague Bearers, you look like you've wrecked these guys over here. Let's get you up here, and you know what? Maybe we'll save up for the Rancid Visitations and drop it on the enemy hero right there. What's back here? Halberdiers. Let's go ahead and get these Plague Bearers who are not otherwise engaged on those Halberdiers. Okay, don't really need to throw any heals on anybody just yet. We'll throw one on the Plague Drones. But looks like they are just about ready to take care of those crossbowmen. Okay, Yin, you're not fighting. Oh, it's because everybody's running away. That'll do it. Ku'gath, take care of that enemy hero. And we'll drop another Stream of Corruption over here, maybe.
My experiment succeeds.
That should pretty well take care of those halberdiers, I would think. Now it's time to get the Plague Toads involved back here. And the Beasts of Nurgle as well. Did it? Did it? No, it looks like that worked. Okay. Sometimes when I try to give multiple, like back-to-back movement commands, the last one that I do ends up replacing the previous ones. Okay. At this point, everything is broken except for these guys back here, so we're just going to charge everybody forward. I don't worry too much about these halberdiers. Oh, nope, I forgot. We do still have an enemy hero right here. Yin, you can go ahead and help out the fighting up there, but we do want to turn off Ku'gath's fire at will. And Mert, it's going to take a long time for you to have enough Winds of Magic to cast your Rancid Visitations on this guy. Whatever. You know what? Let's get the Exalted Plague Bearers on him as well. And the Plague Drones, you can, at this point, charge in there. Okay, I don't know, have we lost? Yeah, we lost a couple of models right here, a couple of entities in one of our Plague Bearer units. Other than that, I don't think we've suffered any casualties at all. Fairly typical Nurgle battle. And of course it was giving me what? Auto-resolve was telling me Pyrrhic victory, and I would lose units. Okay, let's go ahead. I think at this point I'm going to go ahead, just surround this guy, and I'll fast forward through the actually, you know what? I don't even have to. He's just a hero, right? Because they don't, yeah, they didn't have an army defending. He's just a hero. All right, yep. We did lose 8 entities in this Plague Bearer unit, and then we lost probably one Nurgling from Ku'gath's army. So pretty dominant victory, which is kind of what we're getting used to. We're going to go ahead and occupy, of course. Got ourselves yet another Nurglish mutant. And, okay. Bruntus Bowel Purge. Don't really care too much about the recruitment cost, but the upkeep is good. We'll take it. And Assured Assailant, that's obviously good as well. So is Audacious. We'll take all that. Got ourselves some ranks. We'll go ahead and apply these skill ups here, and then I think you know, starting the war against Reichland and seizing the first settlement here is probably a good place to take a break in the in the episodes. So let's go ahead and give Yin his... I think what we'll do, I do definitely want to give you Bloated Carcass. This is interesting. I'm only going to ever give you probably the first tier of this because I don't really care too much about the... Unless that casualty replenishment rate is for the whole army, but it doesn't say it is. It does boost hit points at the 3rd level, but I'm not sure if it's worth 3 skill points for that, to be honest with you. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll just do one more point in Stream of Corruption for now. And Mert the Eyeless. I'm going to give you... Does this decreases by 2 the Winds of Magic cost for Rancid Visitations. This decreases the cooldown for Stream of Corruption. I'm going to give you Children in Nurgle. Okay. And the Potion of Speed, I'm going to give that to Ku'gath.
A plague, father.
He needs some speed. Okay. Mert. How many turns away? Well, we're 3 turns away from needing to fight off that rebellion. So you can actually... You know what? I'm going to actually use this summoning stance. That gives us an extra +5 here to our Nurgle Corruption, if it's working, which I'm not at all sure it is, but and then it also, you know, it'll help him with his missile blocking if we do get attacked, although I don't think they're close enough to attack us. Can't really tell. Okay. Alright, so Isleheart, you... Oh, you're tier 2. Microbial Bog, that's fine. And is this the infections? Yes. I kind of want to do a defensive building here, but maybe we'll wait until it's tier 3. Yeah, actually I'm pretty underwhelmed, definitely underwhelmed by tier 2 of the garrison building, but the tier 3 does add 2 Exalted Plague Bearers, which is quite good. And there's no resources here in Isleheart. Okay, fair enough. Our money situation looking just fine. We're building everything that we can everywhere except for here. We're going to have a rebellion here, and we have many, many turns before we're going to be able to level up Corone. We got a plague spreading up here. Everything looking pretty good, I would say. We do have an unholy manifestation here. This is Nurgle Corruption, chance of a plague spreading, and physical resistance for the army. Should have done that prior to the battle. And how long does this last? 5 turns. I'll try to remember to do that next episode. Possibly next turn, but we shall see. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for now. Thanks, everybody, as always, so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode.